and I write 7 Types of Queens outside of my past relationships. Now, I am a king, I'm single, I don't have any kids, I've never been married, I haven't proposed to any female as of yet, any queen as of yet rather. So I took the time to write, what is it that a young man like me would want in a female? So after giving some serious thought and consideration, I figured, okay, I might as well write a book on the subject since, hey, I'm King Kevin, right? So I'm an authority out here, I'm a mentor, author, I wrote 2 books. This is my second one. My first one you can see here, The Courage to Believe, that's the poster for it. You know, I think about that book a lot because it inspires me. So now it's my turn to inspire women of the world, women who desire to be queens, women who don't know that they're a queen, young girls who can develop to become queens and avoid the mistakes that their sisters or their mothers or grandmothers or aunties has made prior to them. And many females don't have the proper guidance to become that goddess, that empress that they naturally are. But they forfeit it because they date frogs, you know, they date snakes, you know what I mean? They date dragons and sharks and not really fully understanding that these people that they're dating are doing nothing but causing them to forfeit the blessings that God has given onto them. You know, it's bigger than just your vagina, your heart. It's the crown is your heart. It's not your vagina, it's not a crown you put on your head, it's the crown of your heart. It's the true crown of a woman. So I definitely talk about that in the book, and I also want to mention a few women that are mentioned in this book. I mean, there's tons of them. Not say tons, but you can say about 24. Really about 7 are featured, but it's about many different cultures, not just African American or African women, but definitely I have things in here about some European women, definitely Native American women, and women from Asia, and a few other countries. So just to make sure I mention a few of the names before I forget, to look at all the names. You have, of course, you got FloJo. Who don't know, she still holds the record since 1988 in the 100 and 200. And on the 200 she's around 21.77, and in the 100 she's in a 10, I want to say a 10.54 if I'm not mistaken. But the fact of the matter is, no one has ever broke the record. So she won 5 medals in 1988 in Seoul, Korea, Olympics. All right, we have Queen Offset. Those who don't know who Queen Offset is, you're gonna have a great picture and understanding of who she is and who she symbolizes to the ancient African high culture civilization. She was one of the first queens of Egypt. Not only just the first queen, but she represented a lot because she actually started the first resurrection, the first recorded resurrection of the world, thousands of years before the birth of Christ and many other resurrections that are supposedly have happened. But she actually woke up her husband. So I'm hoping with this book that women can resurrect men from the streets, from the prisons, and back into the homes, into the communities. So that's definitely one of the main points of the book. Of course, we have Princess Diana. Princess Diana, hopefully you all can see this real good. Go to my website, 7 Queens, 7 Kings. You see a whole lot more, and you see the picture much better. So I'm just hoping you guys can see that. But Princess Diana, of course, is one of the greatest women that ever walked the earth. I have to give it to her, man. This lady was a true humanitarian. You know, she gave a lot of her money out to poor people in countries. She even went to Ethiopia a few times. She went to different countries in Africa to help pass laws to uplift the landmines, take the landmines off the ground. Landmines are what people step on that blows up. So which was very unfortunate. But the thing about Princess Diana that I like, that she was smart enough to take pictures, and she refused to take pictures with the photographers. They did take a picture of her with one of the kids from these landmine, villages where the landmines are, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these kids have missing limbs, arms and legs, so she took pictures. Every time she took a picture, the kid had to be with one. As a matter of fact, she even walked through a landmine, of course with some protective gear, but that gear wouldn't stop her leg from getting blown off. Mad props to her. Rest in peace. Native American women, of course. And so, women, a lot of people don't know that, Native Americans been around for a very long time. They have roots in Africa. As a matter of fact, there are over 100 pyramids along the Mississippi River, and which is evidence that the pharaohs and the kings and queens of Africa visited the Americas way before Christopher Columbus. We were doing business here way before it's recorded. So I don't really get too much of that, but I do get into the Native American traditions. They have a walk of beauty, which is a ceremony that the warriors go through to cleanse their spirits in order to detox themselves, from things they probably witnessed during war times. Or I also talk about the purses that they would create and why these purses were so significant and part of their culture. A lot of females talk about they don't have time to, keep their hair, so they, get weave, extensions, and all the other stuff, whatever else they be doing. You all know what it is, which makes it does enhance your beauty, but your natural beauty is far more perfect. It's made perfect. The Creator God made us beautiful, and so I can never understand why a woman would use all these cosmetics to cover their beautiful selves. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the media and social media, television tell you how or what is beautiful. You determine that. So as queens, it's going to be your responsibility. Now, of course, Asian women in the picture, in the house, I go over the some of the Japanese traditions with tea, and also the geishas. You know what I'm saying? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've always loved Oriental history. And the whole style, you know what I'm saying, and just the empress and the emperors of Asia, it's a very powerful history. But last but not least, I talk about and feature Michelle Obama, our First Lady Michelle Obama, which is an honor and privilege. When this book is when it does come out and printed, which God willing it happens, it will be printed in this month, but I don't want to release it until April or May. It needs time to get reviewed by the book company, so hopefully I can get the book into the library. That's one mistake I made with my first book, The Courage to Believe. I don't want to make the same mistake with my second book. And also anyone else that I help publish their books, I want to teach them patience and strategy. You want to be successful. But Michelle Obama, I had a dream that her husband came to visit me and invited me to the White House. So anybody who knows Michelle Obama out there, please tell her come holler at her brother. You know what I'm saying? I want to come visit the White House. I'm not looking to holler at her. I'm looking to come to the White House, especially before they leave. Being the first black couple in the White House is a very powerful thing. To be running the presidency it's historic. This is a very historical event. I would love to be there before they leave, so I will be sending a couple copies to her in her honor. But also, I want to make sure I mention some names that aren't on this picture. This picture only had like 7 queens on it. It's very beautiful artwork. Thanks Kano for designing this. And you see the question up there, what type of queen am I? And yes, fellas, there will be 7 types of kings that queens decide. So don't even trip like, oh, you want to pay attention to women and females. No, there will be a sequel to this book coming out 2018. It might come out 2017. I've been writing this. I started writing since last year, since 2014. But I had to stop to make sure that this book, 7 Queens, comes out. So please pre-order this book. Pre-order and support anything that I'm doing. And as a matter of fact, support anything positive anyone is doing to help uplift and empower our people or people of their community. I'm a true believer of supporting. So that's what I do. I also host the annual Black on Black Crime Solutions panel, for those who don't know. So I do a lot more than just reading. I'm a mentor and author and motivational speaker. And of course, historian. This book has made me an official historian. Now, I want to make sure I mention a few names. One is Sarah Barton. Those who don't know the Sarah Barton story, you're going to find out. She has a very powerful story, and it's unfortunate what happened to her, but it's also encouraging because it lets women know how powerful, how beautiful they truly are. But you control your destiny. As a matter of fact, it's your energy that's going to help a man get to his destiny. Now, I go into great detail. As a matter of fact, that's probably the biggest point of this book. It's how the energy intertwined between the feminine and masculine principles. This book will definitely uplift your consciousness. Now, next I want to say Wilma Rudolph, who's a big track star. She motivated FloJo in her success. Some of Lauryn Hill's writing is in here from her story. Erykah Badu, Queen Vashti, who was the queen in the Bible. Remember when the king had kicked out the queen from his castle because she didn't want to come, and that's what paved the way for Queen Esther. So both queens are in here, Queen Esther and Queen Vashti. Of course, Queen of Sheba. Queen of Sheba. Now, there's a lot of things you don't know because in the Bible, they don't really talk about Queen of Sheba too tough. She might have 2 or 3 lines in the Bible. But this was the most powerful woman in the Bible and in world history. One of the richest women of the world. As a matter of fact, her real name was Melchida or Belkis. She was also known as Queen of Ethiopia. She was known as Queen of Africa. She was known as several other names as well, because of the vast power she was able to accumulate through the incense, the caravan route, which was, camels. But I go into that. There's a lot of historical stuff, but a lot of stuff that is happening today. That's what makes this book so relevant, so powerful, and important, and potent. Potent like some sweet, sweet, sweet apple pie. Now, of course, I have Amelia Earhart. Matter of fact, I just had a conversation about her. She was the first woman to sail across the Atlantic on her own, as a solo pilot. You have also Bessie, the first black pilot. Bessie, her full name was Elizabeth Coleman. She was also Native American and African American, so she came from both backgrounds. Now, these are some of the women. Of course, there's some more. A lot more information in this book about different women, different cultures, traditions. When it comes to sitting home eating together, that's one thing that we haven't been really doing at all. We pick our dinner up, go in our room, or pick it up, go in the living room, eat by ourselves. But when it comes to sitting down and praying together as a unit, I talk about the power of the circle, and also the power of the trilogy, the original Trinity. Well, some may call it trilogy, but Trinity, which is, or triad, which is mother, father, and child. The Bible says mother, father, and the Holy Ghost. However, there's going to be some very interesting twists to your mind, but on a positive level, because I grew up Christian background, and I've been reading a lot and learning a lot, watching lectures, whether in person or on YouTube. But I also study, I also study situations that are going on right now, current circumstances. So everything isn't based on just one source. I'm going with what's relevant and what's important and what's going to resonate well with my audience, which is you. So hopefully you love the book. 7 Types of Queen King Desire. Follow me or email me for booking 7queens7kings @gmail. That's number 7. And yes, I have an I Am a Queen contest. Go to my website for #I Am a Queen. There's great prizes I'm giving away, and also each sale of the book is going towards the Queen Rosette Scholarship that I'm starting to help single parents, especially single mothers, reach a high level of education. Support them through their educational plan. Be better parents, of course. You need money, you need education, you need power. God bless.